If you've gone out looking for Christmas lights lately, you'll probably notice that there's a lot of strands of LED lights available. But if you'll notice, they flicker a little bit. It might be hard to see on camera, so I'll turn up the frame rate. Since LEDs are diodes, current can only flow through them in one direction. So when you plug a strand of LED lights into an alternating current power source, they are only on about half the time, because every time the current flips, the LEDs turn off. To turn alternating current into direct current, we use what's called a bridge rectifier. You can get these pre-made or you can make them yourself with 4 diodes. I chose to get the pre-made ones as it was easier and they would be in a smaller package. I also recommend you get some kind of case to enclose your bridge rectifier in. I wouldn't recommend doing this at all if you're planning on using these lights outdoors, but if you do, make sure you seal up that box tight. Here I'm just going to carve 2 holes in my case for my wires to run through. Alright, now that that's done, we've got to cut the plug off of our Christmas lights. Now strip the wires and feed them through one of the holes in your enclosure. Make sure you put heat shrink on before you solder. I bent and clipped the legs of my bridge rectifier so it would fit into my enclosure. Now you just need to tin the leads of your bridge rectifier and the plug you cut off your Christmas lights. We're going to be soldering the Christmas light plug to the AC side of the bridge rectifier. Now, in order to properly hook up the lights to our bridge rectifier, we need to know which side is negative and which side is positive. You could probably test this with a multimeter, or you could temporarily connect the lights to the bridge rectifier and see if they light up. Go ahead and hook up the negative side of the bridge rectifier to one wire and the positive to the other, and plug them in and see if they work. If they don't work, go ahead and switch the wires around and plug them in. Once you figure out which side is negative and which side is positive, mark it so that you can solder them to the correct contacts. Now tin the positive and negative leads on your bridge rectifier and your strand of Christmas lights. Don't forget to add heat shrink first. Once that's done, make sure you connect the negative side of the Christmas lights to the negative side of the bridge rectifier and the positive side of the Christmas lights to the positive side of the bridge rectifier. Now slide the heat shrink over all of your connections and use a heat gun or a hairdryer to shrink it up. Then all you have to do is slide the enclosure over your bridge rectifier and you're all done.